Welcome back to the Tu Chien review channel. In today's episode, a shocking secret is about to be revealed. Chien accidentally discovers a truth that makes him unable to believe his eyes. Tu Chien may not be an ordinary person as everyone thinks, but a descendant of a prestigious, powerful family. Is this the reason why her life changes? And what will Chien do with this information? Let's follow right after this. The morning light gently filtered through the curtains, dyeing Jack's family's small kitchen a warm yellow. Today, the weather was a bit chilly, and dew still lingered on the flower beds in front of the porch. In the kitchen, the aroma of fried onions, sticky rice porridge and ginger wafted up, blending into the air a strange peace. Jack, in a simple t-shirt and a beige apron, was busy in the kitchen. His hands quickly prepared each ingredient, occasionally adding a little seasoning. In the corner of the table, a plate of golden fried eggs, a few slices of carved tomatoes and a bowl of chili sauce were all prepared. His face shone with concentration and satisfaction. Rarely did this busy man have such a peaceful morning. The sound of slippers echoed on the tiled floor. Jack's mother came down from upstairs, followed by Tu Chien. Both of them were stunned for a moment when they saw the scene before their eyes. Jack was busily preparing breakfast, the firelight from the stove shining on his face, creating a warm scene like a painting. "Oh, son, you worked until late yesterday and you're already awake this morning?" Jack's mother spoke, her voice filled with surprise and love for her son. Tu Chien stood next to her, her eyes shining with emotion, smiling softly. "When did you wake up?" "I didn't hear anything." Jack turned around, wiped his hands on his apron, then smiled gently. "I know you've been busy lately. You two have been taking care of me a lot at home. Today I'm a little free, so I took the opportunity to wake up early to cook for you and Tu Chien. Besides, sometimes I want to take care of the people I love." That simple yet sincere sentence made both Jack's mother and Tu Chien look at each other and smile, their eyes filled with warmth. Tu Chien stepped forward to help him arrange the bowls and chopsticks, while his mother carefully scooped the porridge into a bowl, not forgetting to lightly touch her son's shoulder as a silent thank you. Breakfast took place in a warm, intimate atmosphere. The three of them sat around the table, their laughter mixed with the sound of spoons hitting the bowl. Jack's mother told a few stories from the past. Tu Chien occasionally burst out laughing when she saw Jack fumbling to pick up eggs for both of them. Outside, the sun was high, the mist was gradually clearing, and gentle rays of sunlight shone through the window. Inside the small house, the family atmosphere, something that seemed simple but was the most precious, was blooming little by little. In ordinary moments like this, after a cozy breakfast with his mother and Tu Chien, Jack cleaned up the dishes and turned to Tu Chien while wiping his hands, his voice gentle but full of concern. "I noticed that these past few days, Uncle Dong has been wearing the same old clothes over and over again. His shirt is frayed at the shoulders. His pants are also faded. Why don't you go to the market and buy him 1 or 2 new sets of clothes to make him look presentable?" Tu Chien paused for a moment after hearing this, her eyes revealing a guilty look. She lowered her head and sighed softly, then said, her voice somewhat self-reproachful, "I'm so careless, such a simple thing. But I didn't pay attention. Since the day I brought Uncle home, I've been busy with housework and cooking, not thinking about how much he's lacking." Then she looked up, her eyes filled with determination. "Okay, I'll stop by after I go to the market. I should also buy some more home clothes for Uncle to change into to be more comfortable." Jack nodded in satisfaction, silently grateful for the gentleness and thoughtfulness of Tu Chien, the woman he cherished more and more. Tu Chien put on her familiar bamboo basket and walked out of the house. On the red dirt road, her steps were quick and strong, her eyes shining with the enthusiasm she always saw when starting a new working day. Her destination today was a lychee garden in the harvest season, where clusters of bright red fruit hung from the branches, competing to show off their colors under the early morning sun. The air in the garden was filled with the cheerful laughter of the farmers working hard. Tu Chien quickly started picking. Each bunch of plump lychee was carefully selected, gently placed on the basket on her back. After just over an hour, the basket was full, heavy with fresh lychees. Gently wiping the sweat from her forehead, Tu Chien said goodbye to the uncles and aunts who were also picking lychees for hire. "I'll go home first. Ladies, I wish everyone to pick a lot of lychees today." Everyone smiled and waved goodbye to her. Tu Chien left the garden, followed the small path leading to the garden gate where the garden owner was sitting and weighing the fabric. After putting the basket on the scale, she looked at her watch and quickly took out her wallet, paying for the fabric fairly. "I'll only take this much. It will probably sell out quickly this morning. The garden owner nodded, smiling gently. I'm always so confident when you're as quick as Tu Chien. Tu Chien carried the bags of fabric she had just weighed to the market while the market was starting to get crowded. Today was the weekend, so there were many customers. She chose a seat near the entrance, neatly arranging each bag of fabric. The red color of the fabric stood out under the light. The faint fragrance attracted passers-by. In less than an hour, all the goods were sold out. After packing up, Tu Chien leisurely walked to the clothing stall on the other side of the market. She remembered what Jack had said the day before about her father-in-law, Uncle Dong, not having many clothes to wear. Stopping in front of a men's clothing stall, she carefully selected 2 sets of soft, elegantly colored clothes suitable for the elderly. Give me these 2 sets. Wrap them up carefully for me. I'll buy them for the elderly to wear at home. Then while the shop owner was wrapping the clothes, Tu Chien suddenly thought of Jack, the man who always silently took care of her, shared with her the smallest things. She wanted to give him something meaningful. It didn't need to be expensive, just needed to show her affection. Looking around, her eyes stopped at a high-end leather goods stall. A black leather briefcase, elegantly designed and convenient, appeared in sight. She walked over, tried it on, and nodded. This can hold documents when meeting partners, right? That's right. There are compartments inside. Very convenient. Then please wrap it up carefully for me. I want to surprise him. The shop owner smiled. Lover? Being bought this by your girlfriend is such a blessing. Tu Chien smiled gently, her eyes filled with tenderness and affection. A small gift, but with all her heart. She hoped that when Jack received it, he would feel her sincere affection, the woman who had always silently followed and cherished him every day. Late afternoon, the sun had faded behind the bamboo grove at the end of the village. Chien quietly stopped in front of an old tiled roof house nestled in the middle of a mossy yard. It was the house of Mrs. Dao, the woman who had adopted Tu Chien when she was a homeless child. Chien knocked lightly on the faded wooden door. Mrs. Dao walked out. Her eyes were hazy, but Chien could still recognize her face. You are Chien's husband, right? Chien smiled faintly, nodded. Yes, I want to ask you a few things about Tu Chien's background. Mrs. Dao sighed, leaned on her cane, and slowly invited Chien into the house. The two sat down on a rickety wooden chair in the main house. After a moment of silence, Chien spoke. Do you remember how Tu Chien was brought here? Mrs. Dao pondered, her eyes looking far away. Now I'm old, I forget a lot of things. But at that time, my husband brought it back. Said that someone hired him to bring this child and left it for me to raise. He also gave me a stack of money, then disappeared without a trace from then until now. Chien frowned. Who hired him? Do you know anything about them? Mrs. Dao shook her head. No, but my husband said that person had a very noble accent, judging by the way he dressed. He was also a rich person. Probably a noble family. They told him not to ask too many questions. Just bring the child here and that's it. Chien asked again. Did you keep anything as a souvenir? Something that belonged to Tu Chien when she was little? Mrs. Dao slowly nodded. When she first arrived, she wore a necklace and a small ring around her neck. But at that time, our family was poor and in dire straits. I had to sell the necklace to get money for medicine. Now all that's left is the ring. Saying that, she leaned on her cane and stood up, walking into the small room behind. A moment later, she returned, holding a small, old wooden box in her hand. She opened it. Inside was a silver ring, with delicate patterns, engraved with a strange symbol that Chien had never seen before. She placed it in Chen's hand, her eyes slightly blurred with emotion. Take it, if possible. Keep it for her, maybe this ring is the key. Chien quietly observed the ring and muttered softly. With just this ring, it's really difficult to trace Tu Chien's identity. He put the ring in his pocket, stood up and prepared to leave. Mrs. Dao called out to him. Remember to bring it back to your wife and children. Don't lose it. Chien forced a smile and replied. Don't worry, I love my wife very much. Who would dare to sell these things? Mrs. Dao nodded, feeling relieved that the young couple was still happy together, not knowing that behind those words was a cruel plot that was gradually forming. Chien clenched the ring in his hand, his eyes clearly showing calculation, because he knew Tu Chien's identity, if revealed, could change the fate of many people.